Hey guys, good morning. So, so today in this class, I am going to explain the last subunit from the enzyme chapter. So, application of enzymes as a therapeutic agents or diagnostic tool. So I said earlier, the enzymes is going to catalyze some unique reactions. So we can use that principle as a diagnostic tool. Otherwise, we can use as a therapeutic purpose. So I can give the example here, the streptokinase. The streptokinase actually it's prepared from the bacteria Streptococcus. So what's the mechanism of this enzyme? Means it's going to activate the plasminogen. It's activate the plasminogen and it's converted into the active material plasmin. So that's a reaction. The streptokinase is going to carry out the reaction. Plasminogen is converted into the plasmin. So the plasmin is having a unique character. What's this character means? The plasmin is going to dissolve the blood clot. Actually, the plasminogen is present on the fibrin clot. Okay, that soluble fibrin clot. So the streptokinase exactly is going to bind on the clot. It's convert the plasminogen into plasmin. So what is going to happen? The plasmin is started to degrade the blood clot. So that's a property. So we can use that property as a treatment purpose, therapeutic agents, because whenever the patient's having stroke or any cardiac arrest or heart attack conditions, maybe the blood clot is made responsible. If it is the small blood clot is formed inside the blood vessels, it may travel through the blood vessels. When it's going to the very minute blood capillaries, that place it's going to stuck the blood vessels. So that time it's lead to the lack of blood supply. The tissue necrosis may occur. The same thing is happen is brain, means that's a condition is called a stroke. During a blood clot is going to upset the any blood capillaries in brain, means it's going to upset the blood flow. So it's lead to the neurons is going to necrosis. The condition is called as stroke condition. So for those cases, we can use the streptokinase as a therapeutic tool and streptokinase derivative enzymes. So it's going to bind the particular blood clot. It's going to activate the plasminogen and it's converted into the plasmin. That plasmin is going to dissolve the blood clot. Once the blood clot is going to dissolve, means automatically the blood flow is going to started. So it's one of the nice therapeutic agent for the stroke conditions. The same manner, I have um, I have mentioned so many enzymes and the unique therapeutic purpose. So you don't need to memorize all those things, but at least you can memorize one or two examples from each class. That streptokinase it's used for remove the blood clot or dissolve the blood clot. Aspergillus it's used for cancer therapy, and glucose oxidase it's used for estimation of glucose. Analytical preparation. This is the therapeutic purpose. This is analytical applications. Glucose oxidase is an enzyme which is used to determine the glucose level, and urease, cholesterol oxidase, and application for genetical engineering, biotechnological method. Nowadays so many biotechnology recombinant DNA method we have used for innovate the drugs or synthesis so many pharmacological effective substances. So for this case also, some of the enzymes is responsible. That those enzymes are restriction endonuclease. It's used for the gene transfer. It's used for the gene transfer and DNA fingerprinting. And industrial applications, uh, the renin. Commercialized purpose, we can use the renin as used for the cheese preparations. Glucose isomerase is used for the fructose syrup preparation. So once the enzyme principle, that activity has been utilized for various places. It's used for analytical purpose, therapeutic purpose, and industrial purpose, commercial purpose. So based upon the principle, we can utilize for various things. So you just made some one example or two example from each category. That is more than enough for you. So here I have listed the some unique enzymes and applications and what's the mechanism behind that. So the first one I said, the aspergillus, it's used as a therapeutic agents. It's particularly used in the treatment for cancer. So what is the role of this enzyme means? Normally, the tumor cells are dependent upon the aspergine. Normally the tumor cell, that means cancerous cell, is going to depend upon the aspergine from the host plasma. That means from the blood plasma, the cancer cell is going to utilize the aspergine. That's a basic principle, because the cancer cell can't able to synthesize the own asperginates. It must be depend upon the host. So host plasma, from the host plasma is going to utilize. So when we are administer this asperginase enzyme, what is going to happen? The asperginase is going to degrade the aspergine, is going to metabolize the aspergine. So what's happened? That drastically the level is going to decrease. That drastically the aspergine level is going to decrease. So the cancer cell is can't able to utilize the aspergine. It's lead to depression and deprivations. So it can't able to utilize the aspergine because the enzyme is going to metabolize. But our host cell, that means our human cell, is can able to synthesize own asperginase, but in cancer cell can't. That's a mechanism. So we can use this property as a therapeutic agents. Okay, the same manner some examples I have mentioned here, and another one important example. So this the same enzyme property, it's also used for the diagnostic tool. So for those I have include the one best example. It's a glucose oxidase enzyme and peroxidase enzyme. This enzyme is utilized for determine the glucose level in sample. You can see there, mostly you know that glucometer strips is there na. Most of them you have seen, otherwise maybe even you have checked also. So actually that strip contains the enzyme. The strip in the dip, it's having a enzymes. What they have done, the enzymes has been, it's made up into the immobilized form. That means the enzyme is going to mixed with some of the gels material, the gel based material. That material is cyanogen bromide and activated sucrose. These are the gel based material. So what they have taken, the enzyme has been mixed or blend with that jelly material. So it's make into the immobilized form. Then they have made into the strip. Otherwise, they have coated into the strip. So in this case, the enzyme stability is not at all going to affect, because if they are may form a solid insoluble matrix with the jelly material, jelly based material, but even though it's never lose the enzyme stability and the catalytic property. That's a scenario. For those properties, it has been utilized for diagnostic tool, because you know that you have place a drop of blood samples in the tip of the glucose strip. So the glucose in the blood sample, how much amount of glucose is there now, that has been detected by that enzyme. So the calorimetry method, the instrument is going to read out, then it's give the value. So what's exactly happening? So when you have keep the blood sample on this strip, it's maybe contain the glucose. So the based upon the glucose material, that enzyme glucose oxidase material, it's converted into the gluconic acid and the hydrogen peroxide. That's the first step. That material they're having, that strip is having glucose oxidase enzyme. So it's convert the glucose in blood sample and it convert into the gluconic acid and the free hydrogen peroxide. So this hydrogen peroxide has been measured with the help of peroxidase enzyme. So the peroxidase enzyme is also there in strip. So the peroxidase enzyme is convert the hydrogen peroxide into free oxygen and water molecule. So this free oxygen molecule is going to react with orthotoluidine. This orthotoluidine, it's a colorless material. So it's also placed on the strip. So when this free oxygen is going to react with orthotoluidine, it's converted into the oxidized form of toluidine. So the once toluidine is has been activated by the free oxygen when is liberated from the hydrogen peroxide. So this oxidized toluene is blue color. That's a scenario. The oxidized toluene is blue color. The blue color, that means the chromophoric material, the how much the luminance intensity of the color in is there na, that has been read out by the machine. Then it's converted into the value. So that's a mechanism. So then apart from that, we have seen the two things as therapeutic purpose and diagnostic purpose. Apart from that, in our blood, even the plasma serum, it's also having so many enzymes that also is being used. Normally those enzymes has been classified into two major category. The one is plasma specific and non-plasma specific. The plasma specifics otherwise is called as plasma functional enzyme. That means its major role it's present, otherwise is going to carried out in only on plasma. The non-plasma specific enzymes otherwise is called as plasma non-functional. That means that those enzymes is not at all having any function on plasma. It's having some unique role on some other places except plasma. So how, what is plasma specific means? The enzyme level activities are higher in plasma than other tissue. That means during the blood vessels, the blood is containing plasma, so the enzymes mostly predominantly present on only on blood plasma. So whatever the enzymatic catalytic reaction is carried out on only blood, not on any tissues. So that's a major point. So those enzymes is mostly synthesized from liver, then enter into the circulation. So it's going to synthesize in the liver. That's a common. The enzymes is always going to synthesize in various places. So mostly it's synthesis from liver, then it's enter into the systemic circulation. Then it's just move to the systemic circulation. It's just traveling on the, along with the blood circulation. So whenever the substrate is came, it's going to catalyze the reaction in blood itself. The best example, lipoprotein, lipase and plasmin, thrombin. So these are the best enzymes. It comes under the plasma specific because it's having a role on only on plasma. The second category enzyme, it's non-plasma specific, otherwise plasma non-functional enzymes. That means these are the enzyme is not having any role on blood plasma. The best example you can see there, digestive enzyme. Digestive enzymes is only on present on the GAT, particularly stomach and GI tract. So those enzymes doesn't having any actions, otherwise having less action on blood circulation in plasma. So the GI tract digestive enzymes, best example pepsin and trypsin, because amylase is also may present on plasma. In some disease conditions, the amylase level is may elevated, so it's may present, but the pepsin and trypsin is mostly predominantly present on only on GI GI tract. So the same thing, diagnostic importance of enzymes. As enzymes, we in applications we said it's used for therapeutic purpose and diagnostic importance. For the clinical side, be a physician, you have must to diagnose the what is the condition of the disease. You have to diagnose the disease and you have to prognosis of disease, how much progression is the disease is there, has been identified by this enzyme. So the enzymes is act as a wonderful clinical significance. It's having a wonderful clinical significance. So based upon the enzyme level, we can able to determine the diagnosis and the prognosis of some specific disease. Okay, so that's the enzyme is very very important for as a diagnostic tool. So be blank, I can say one thing, the normal enzymes level in serum or plasma, it indicates the synthesis and release, otherwise turnover, routine and utilization, everything is being normal. So each and every enzyme is having some normal values, because how much your body needs, that much amount of enzyme is going to synthesize, has been that enzymes has been utilized, then it's going to turn over, then it's going to destroy. It's a common cycle. So when you're having a pathological conditions, any disease conditions, it may fluctuate in normal level. That fluctuation, it may give the wonderful value tool to determine your pathological conditions. You can see here the raised enzymes level. If the particular enzymes the level is too high, means what may be the conditions? It's may due to the cellular damage, because the cell damage is going to release more the cytoplasmic things, so more amount of enzymes may released. So that's a tool. So it's increase the rate of cell turnover and proliferation cell. So from the indications, the raised enzymes level indications, we can know this background actions. So the serum enzymes act as a wonderful biomarker to detect the cellular damage. So not only cellular damage, it's a wonderful tool to determine the various disease pathological conditions. So I have list out some major enzymes it's used for indicate the some disease conditions. The serum enzymes, the particularly the amylase enzymes level is to determine the acute pancreatitis. Then SGPT or SGOT, serum glutamate pyruvate transferase, is called as SGPT. So it's indicate the pathology. If it's having any pathological conditions in liver, that has been identified the based upon the level of SGPT. SGOT is to determine the heart attack conditions. So apart from the SGPT and SGOT, it's a wonderful biomarker. It's indicate the oxidative stress. So once the level is elevated, means we can know that it's a some oxidative stress is going to happen in your body. So based upon that, each and every enzyme here, it's having unique property to determine the some disease conditions. So here I have mentioned some of the few important enzymes. This is the overall pic. It's available in the textbook. So what's the reference value, when it's going to exit, what is the conditions, what's the disease, everything is tabulated here. So this amylase enzyme level, the normal level is 30 to 150 units. When it's going to exit, it indicates acute pancreatitis. It indicates acute pancreatitis. Same manner, the transaminase enzyme, SGPT level is normal level is 10 to 45. If it is more, it's going to indicate the hepatitis. The liver damage is there. So from this we can values we can identify. The same manner, I have listed so many things is here. So you just memorize at least one enzyme from each category. So apart from that, it's a diagnostic tool. We have determined the enzyme pattern in disease, because each and every disease, some enzymes level has been fluctuate. So we have determined the that particular enzyme, means we can easily determine the diagnose the that particular disease, otherwise how much worsen the case has been identified. So I have even given here that one example, myocardial infarctions. In myocardial infarction, in last isoenzyme unit itself, I have said lactate dehydrogenase is one of the nice tool, because it's having available in the 5 different isomer. When the LDH isoform 1, it's more, it's indicate the myocardial infarction. The same manner, apart from the lactate dehydrogenase, some of the enzymes CPK, creatinine phosphokinase, and ASC, aspartate transaminase enzymes, these enzymes also indicate the myocardial infarction conditions. So these levels, creatinine phosphokinase levels is, and aspartate transaminase level, and lactate dehydrogenase level, the level has been enormously is going to increase after the myocardial infarctions. So within 6 to 18 hours, within a one day, the level has been drastically is going to increase. So once we have determined those enzymes, means we can identify the case is how much worse, otherwise it's may case due to the myocardial infarction or not. Those things we can identify. Once we have identified, based upon that, easily the physicians just go for the treatment. So it's used for one of the major importance for the disease and treatment conditions. So apart from that, these 3 enzymes, even though some enzymes there to determine the myocardial infarctions, the particularly the diagnostic markers myoglobin and cardiac troponin I and T, these are the 3 things as also is one of the biomarker to determine the earlier cardio problems. So you having a risk, you can go for the these enzyme studies. From this level, we can identify whether the patient is going for myocardial infarctions or not there. It's may possible or not, those has been identified. Based upon that, the physician can start the treatments. Okay. So serum enzyme profile. So the same thing, various enzymes I have listed here. Each and every enzyme is going to determine, otherwise is indicate some unique disease and disorder. So you can see there the prostate cancer, has been identified based upon this specific enzymes, prostate specific antigens and acid phosphatase. Based upon these levels, we can identify the patients having probability, otherwise it's under progression of prostate cancer or not, we have been identified. So it's a wonderful tool. So the same thing I have texted here. So nothing apart from that, it's having nothing.